James, I have nightmares. Every single fucking night. I see her in them.
Welcome to the club.
Every morning,
Yep.
I wake up
What?
from them and
Us.
Taylor...
Oh, you two piece of shit. Alright, just fucking link them. Oh my god, that fucking bug is so insufferable.
At least you noticed it before you got too far.
Well, no,
It's like
it's a critical issue.
And this is on YouTube's end, correct?
No, it's on OBS. It must be.
Okay, it's the OBS issue then.
Yep. We cannot be affording this kind of fucking issues, especially at such a terrible, 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 terrible time. Now go ahead and send it to the dumb little sows. They're already coming back.
Yep, already linked it.
Oh my god. I can't. I just can't. I can't keep having fucking issues. It's hard enough without bleeding viewership. Alright, let's see. Now to fix the stream. Terrible fucking hand. Alright.
Okay, you already did it there.
Thumbnail. There we go. Fix that.
I just love how every streaming software sucks ass.
Need to fix the previous stream. Well, I just don't know what the issue is and why it's continuously being a fucking cunt. All I know is my stress levels are about to burst. There we go. And there. Well, Chatfish will slowly start fucking waddling back.
Yeah.
Can't. And it haunts me. What if she's trapped there in an endless nightmare?
It's not sleep when you're in the bank. It's nothingness. You don't feel anything.
Like transferring in CTC? I remember what you said.
And you remember that I'd still choose the bank?
James, I have to save her! Fuck! You understand?
You know my deal. No one stays on the right path forever. But maybe it's worth fighting to stay on it while you can. Otherwise you're left with nothing. Trust me. No.
Guess I didn't expect words like that out of you.
Maybe you should stop before it's too late.
Yeah? Just let her rot in the bank? After what she gave for me?
A few years is a lot to you. But you have eternity to pull her out. Keep going like this, and you might never get the chance to spring her.
Fuck off.
Hey, I piss everyone off. I'm honest. Still, you can count on me. Press your finger.
I can handle it.
Sarah, we need to start investigating.
Just a minute. Not so fast. One more question. A basic one.
Yeah,
Why don't you tell me why you stormed in here like a lunatic?
I told you. I thought you were in danger.
Based on what? Did something happen when we lost contact?
Mm-hmm. Can you fire up the board here?
No.
We'll do it the old way then. In the meantime, I'll summarize the Red Room for you.
The Red Room?
It's a piece of fucked up history. Better buckle up.
Holy
I
fucking
can't
shit.
believe all this evidence. You were right from the start.
Seriously? What surprises you most?
That's not what I meant. But the murderer was behind everything
Taking over the
from
body.
beginning.
Do we have any
Did he take over his
indication
body?
the
Strong
killer
assumption.
took control of Green?
Better go one step at a time.
Now?
The transfer
You're
machine.
going to get skeptical now?
I just
Okay,
wanna
so
sort it out.
before you do anything, Camille,
Okay. Where do we start?
look at the 2 question marks.
James, I managed to get what was in Green's safe. There were recordings of his synchro tests and a ton of private notes. It's pretty unusual.
Upload.
So we have 2 question marks. Can we only solve one, or do we have to do both?
We'll find out. What was the
Okay.
point of the plot that linked Green's case to the Icarus shooting? Well, firstly,
Don't transfer machine.
that's
do
a good
both.
I
question.
can't even get my shit together after
Okay.
3.
This explains his problems. They were his own doing.
What was the point of the plot that linked to the
Deal
Green
with that
case to the
kind of
Icarus shooting?
synchro.
And how do you deal with it?
I don't know if I'm the best example.
When I feel like I'm desynchronizing, I just drink more, and it works out.
Fucking Demmer.
Oh, haven't heard that before. Good to know you still have feelings for them.
Did he have any problems with it? I think we need to do this. What was the point of a plot
Night,
that
Samson.
linked Green's case
Sleep
to the
well.
Icarus shooting? Green's plans, lots of failed attempts to save the current system.
I learned this was the plan for the next 100 years. Numerous attempts to save what we have in this system.
And our system isn't perfect? At least for them.
It turns out not to be the case. Apparently, every prediction ended in disaster. Okay, let's assume that this was his motive. What's next?
If all of his plans to save the current system had failed, what was his next move?
Oroboro?
I'm reading. One carved half of a century ago. The other freshly painted in both consonant green. Monitoring records, recording Green's massacre. Salma's recorder. Recording the synchro test conversation between Salma and Green. The politician predictions didn't bode well. Bedroom bigwigs. TV people, a group of journalists and celebrities from the Red Room, all delivering the same message through screens. Orphanages.
I still don't get that part of the story. When I think that they really used the...
It's... At least the motherfucker's dead.
Everyone like him deserved it.
We're secretly body farms for him and the other sick fucks. No, doesn't connect. Bucket bitchies. Ooh, bucket bitchy. No, that's a-
Bucket bitches.
According to Green's massacre, afterwards, you can see that he took a lift up by himself and hung himself from a tree, but he acted like someone was there with him. The Orobori. The modus operandi of the murder
Both
symbols.
died on dates shown on the symbols.
The problem is that Green's date of death was carved long ago.
No. No bucket fishy luck. Okay, his fallback plan. If all plan, the Red Room
I'm
prep.
getting used to the big names of the corpses at our feet. What are they doing there? Apart from the obvious.
Perhaps using the
Together they
bigwigs.
worked on how to calm the riots, how to use the Fourth Estate.
Gee.
Who knows if they would have failed.
Dickheads.
Enclave feet. They're major players, but New York City politics has too many pillars for their temporary loss to have much impact. What's missing in the big picture? TV people.
Lots of familiar faces, but compared to Green, they're small fry.
It's their mouth that spits out lies that millions eat up.
Nope, they're not connected. According to the synchrotest conversation between Selma Green and the politician, predictions didn't bode well. Monitoring recordings. According to Green's massacre after he took.
Ivan asks, is this game worth buying?
Yeah, I think it's fun. Green's
The good.
orphanages were secretly body farms. No, that can't be. Yeah, no.
No. It's a good point click.
I feel like the orphanage one is something that's going to be coming more down the line. It's not a fundamental thing.
How did you describe it?
Yeah.
That you're losing control of yourself?
Mm-hmm.
It's a kind of consciousness erosion. We'll increase the dose of ambrosia and the amount of synchro tests. Should help.
I need something better.
We don't have anything else yet. I'm working on it.
It's one big joke.
Selma sounds familiar, don't you think?
Shit, I thought she was gonna get herself a synthesizer.
She sounds like her. That's why she said that.
Yep, she's not tied to it.
Why didn't we have access to these recordings?
They were in the red room.
I'll try to get to them.
No.
Nope.
The Ouroboros might be connected. No.
Nope.
That means it has
Try
to be
doing.
the
Try
Icarus
doing the
Lounge.
other.
Another one first, but
No, it's the
These are
Icarus
the
Lounge.
only people who can deal with the chaos in this city.
Am I? No. But I think that's what Green is trying to tell us.
Do you buy it?
Well, this motherfucker knew corruption and power like no one else.
Green frequently swapped minds. Did he have any problems with it?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
that's the
monitoring
recording.
recordings, yep. Green doesn't act like himself in the recordings. The machine added to his desynchronization, but he didn't use it on the night before the incident. Do we have any reason to think someone tempered with his psyche?
Okay, that's when you want to use the.
Salma's recordings, maybe? No. What?
No.
What
It has to be
is?
one of the four.
What were we gonna say?
I was gonna say the synchronization thing, but I think we already used that.
I think
There
that's
may be
no,
no
we
evidence
used
that.
that.
they made a transfer of consciousness at the time of the incident, but his behavior...
I know, it's damn suspicious. Let's just put it together piece by piece. Okay, whether it was Green's will or someone else was pulling the strings, why did Green have to die?
I see at least three possibilities.
Can you be more specific, Miss Detective?
I'm throwing them in.
blip, plap, blip.
Since the most influential players are more or less dead, their seats are up for grabs. Following this lead, Green didn't have to be the only one like that. The whole thing may simply have been about tearing the city apart.
Why did Green have to die? The situation created a political vacuum perfect for someone who wanted to seize power. Puppet Master, if someone could influence Green, it's possible they could control someone else too. Green was a key player in the intrigue, which was about burning Rome.
I think it's either the middle or the right one.
Yeah, I think it's the nuclear
Yeah.
option.
Green was the last person who could stop the spreading chaos.
I wonder if his death was a crime of passion, or if it was planned.
Killing Green was the last straw to destabilize this town, but why now, in the middle of everything, instead of pulling strings to the bitter end? Because if someone could influence Green, possibly control someone else too. New puppet. Then it must be a changing of the guard.
Or
No. So what I think.
Oh, no, it has nothing to do with that.
No. So Kibbs, remember, she said there's three possibilities. So I think you're using those three possibilities, and you're going through the evidence you have to see if it makes sense.
TV people.
could be
Orphanages.
orphanage.
What? Everything is... What? Killing Green was the last straw to destabilize this town. But why now, in the middle of everything, instead of pulling the strings to the bitter end?
Or Boris, there you go.
My analysis is complete, Chatfish.
More questions.
Planning does it take to set up something like that?
I don't know, but we need to figure out who's pulling the strings in all of this.
Were you close with Seth?
Sure, he was my partner. Why do you ask?
I remember you mentioned that you even talked with him about synchro problems.
We'd been sitting in a car for several dozen years. Had to talk about something.
The first time he ended up reconstructing a Nicorite?
Mm-hmm.
You blaming yourself?
He knew the risks. We weren't doing social work, but he was my friend. I hope he gets back on his feet after all this. Let's try to draw some conclusions. It all comes down to one question. Could Green really be a puppet?
I thought so, but the more I watch the Red Room and foyer footage, the more I doubt it. Green, the way he gestures and talks to himself, he looks crazy.
Talking to yourself doesn't mean you're crazy.
You know what I mean, when he's waving his arms and hurting himself. But I have no idea what taking over a body would look like. Fuck, I don't know. Which one of them was behind this? Green or the killer?
The more important the decision, the less certain, huh?
We're out of time for mistakes.
The murderer's behind it all. Big thinkies, Chatfish. Very big dinkies.
Is it Green or is it the meow?
Now, Chatfish, I think that Green wouldn't be behind it all. Mostly on the preface, what we already appreciate what we already, Chatfish, which is the whole fact that Green simply didn't want to lose it all in terms of power.
He was already at the top. Why bother changing things?
Yes. What did he gain from destroying everything? What did he gain from burning his own empire? The murderer, on the other hand, had everything to gain by putting and exposing this, because the murderer might be a vigilante. Green was also a little bit psychotic, though. Or a little unhinged, as time went on. He was old. He was 400 years old. Do you ever burn at us like weird and shit? You just weird and shit. Chatfish, you have 60 seconds before the poll concludes. 79% in favor of the murderer. 21% in favor of Green. Chatfishies know that they have done wrong, that they have sinned. What's Chatfishy think? What's Squealy the douchebag think?
I think you're mean to me.
He's like, eee!
I think there is a meow. And I don't think Green was in full control of his body. Because do mind you, the reconstructions we've been doing is guessing as what happened. So there could be someone there brutalizing Green, or we could just be going off of what we think happened. What we think that
Alright.
Green was doing.
Chatfish have decided. Murderer.
Meow.
In a minute.
He's a murderer. Green's death wouldn't make sense. He must have been